Welcome to my new financial burden. Hello and welcome back to Be Chow. Now, as you can see, today I am at a different location. I'm in the car and I'm with a lot of stuff in here. I've got my girl's baby seat as well, car seat as well, and over here I've got the bumper of the W124. Reason why I'm here is I'm at my friend's place, Autolock Design. They do fantastic work with fiberglass. They make in lots of body kits for lots of motorcycles. They've even done some modified custom cars as well. The reason I'm here today with this is because they have decided and agreed to help me out fixing this bumper and getting it back to its original shape. So what that also means is that the work on the 124 has started. We have just started ordering parts in bulk, and there was a mad surprise over there. You have to have a full download on what all parts have been ordered, how much it's going to cost. It definitely was quite a bit beyond expectations, but I am going to update you later on because this video today is not about the 124. I am here because I want to show you guys, by the way, that Thar that just rolled out at the back, that is Mr. Mukul Nanda. He's just come as well. What I have come here to show you guys today is the other car that I bought, and man, is it one unique piece. I don't know where that project is going to go. It was a lot of greed, the reason why I got that vehicle, and I don't know now if that greed is going to take me in a good way or in a bad way. So that's what we are here for. I want to quickly show you that car as well. In the meantime, say hi to Mr. Mukul Nanda, the man behind Autolock Design. So this is the new car, or an old new car that I've bought, a 2007 BMW 325i, and man, is it riddled with problems. It's got incredible amount of issues. It's going to be very tough, very complicated. This car has already started giving me nightmares, and man, it just keeps getting worse. The only reason I picked this car up is because of its price. I got this car at what I believe quite a steal deal, but there are lots of reasons why I got it at that steal deal, because half of the things in this car isn't working, and the things that were working when I bought the car also stopped working after a couple of days. So I bought this car about 5-6 days ago, and the number of issues that this car has is insane. Now, I did catch all of them except for one, which might cost me a ton of money and a ton of headache, and probably maybe could even scrap the project. It's that bad. So as I was saying, I got this car for an insane steal deal, and I basically picked up this car for just over 2 lakhs. A little over 2 lakh rupees for a 325i, a straight 6 with about 250 horsepower, 2.5 liters naturally aspirated engine. On paper, it sounds like a great deal, but as I said, there are incredible amount of things that are not working with this car, and I am going to quickly take you on a tour with what all is not working. And man, it's just going to be a complete mindset change and a complete drama for the next few months trying to get this car back in shape. But once it does, what I am hoping is, if it does, except for that one part that has given me a very nasty surprise at the end, I think it could be managed. So let's take the car out and I'll give you a quick tour. So first of all, as you can see, this car doesn't look like it's in its original paint, and that's because it isn't. This is actually a black car underneath. Thankfully, the paperwork also says black. So that is something that shouldn't be a problem. I'm going to take the wrap off. Then as you can see, there's a lot of body damage all over the front. Hopefully most of this body damage is to the wrap and not underneath, but only time will tell if these bumpers, both front and rear, are salvageable, or we would have to get new bumpers as well. The rear bumper does look okay, although, so on the outside it does look okay, but if you notice closely, it's missing the parking sensor. Edges, the wheels are in decent condition, although they have a lot of curved edges on them. One of the headlights has gone hazy, the other one is still fine. So externally, a lot of problems with the car, probably would require a complete repaint. That is one of the things. Then over here on the inside, the interiors look pretty decent. They are a little dirty, but nothing torn or nothing which is completely non-repairable. Everything seems to be in place, although of course it's an old car and things are a little bit dirty. Over here at the front also, the interior is worn out quite a bit. You can see it on the door cards. You can see a little bit over here on the speaker grill. On the seats also, there is a little bit of wear. But according to my friend Mukul and a detailing expert, he says things can be fixed. Then over here at the front, everything looks pretty decent in condition. This button for the volume has become a little sticky. So let's see if we can figure out something for that. Apart from that, the iDrive system works. The wipers are completely gone off. That's why we've taken it off so that they don't damage the glass. Let me see if I can quickly start this car. Starts pretty clean. That straight 6 is an incredibly good sounding engine. I wish I could get a 330i. That is what I actually wanted. But nowadays, with today's pricing, 330i's, especially the ones in good conditions, are selling nothing below 11, 12, 13 lakhs. And to get this car at this price, I don't know if it was a sensible option or not. That time will tell. But it was too tempting to ignore. While the interiors are fine, the engine sounds great. I am going to now quickly take you over some of the major concerns we have with this car, and let's see if we can fix all or some of them. So, the first issue with this car is that all 4 of its brake rotors are completely gone. The brake rotor disc has literally thinned to half. So all 4 brake rotors need to change. Like most cars, specifically BMWs that are in India because of our road conditions, all the 4 suspensions are completely finished, and the suspensions will need a complete replacement. That would, it's going to cost. It is going to cost. Currently, we are not sure about the steering because the steering does wobble when we apply brakes, but that could be because of the rotors. The steering also wobbles when we're doing a little higher speeds. That also could be because the suspensions have completely collapsed. There's nothing there. We have to order a complete brand new set for that as well. So yeah, this car looks like there is going to be quite a lot of work. I am not sure how much it's going to eventually come up to. I am just hoping that it comes up in a certain price bracket where things are fixable and things are still salvageable. This thing drinks fuel, by the way. I have tried being very gentle with the car, and even after being very gentle, not going too harsh on the throttle, the maximum I could get was about 7. If I'm flooring it, if I'm driving a little bit enthusiastically as well, that fuel economy comes down to 4 to 5 kilometers per liter. So even after I fix this car, I don't think I want to drive it too much on a regular daily basis like how I do the 124, because the 124 is diesel and it's totally manageable. Like 2000 rupees of fuel in the 124 lasts me about a week and a half sometimes. That day evening, I filled this car up just to get it back from the dealer where I bought it. I came to my home, which was about 10 or 11 kilometers. I filled 2000 rupees of fuel, and next day morning when I was going back another similar distance, the fuel was over. So 2000 rupees of fuel went away completely in about 25 to 30 kilometers. That is the kind of fuel economy I'm currently getting out of this car. Apart from that, one of the headlights up front does not work. But the biggest problem that I came across with this car is the transmission. Now, when I got the car, the transmission was working absolutely fine. It's only after 1.5 days where it stopped shifting into manual. So currently I do have drive, but the only drive I have is just the automatic. If I put it in Triptonic, nothing works. There is no response. Now, the problem with that is we have no clue, and we will not find out what is wrong with the transmission till the time we open it up. And once we open it up, then it could be any of the things. It could be either a bad transmission overall itself, it could be a bad mechatronic unit, it could be a problem with the sensors or something else as well. And depending on what the issue is, the costs are going to be defined for the transmission. So that is something that's put me in a really, really bad position, because before this transmission issue happened, the car was pretty much salvageable, because the kind of costs that were there for the suspensions, the costs that were there for, you know, fixing up the rest of the interiors, for fixing up the brake rotors, were all manageable. I had calculated it in when I bought the car. Because of the cost of the car, I knew that, you know, everything else, the painting, the suspensions, the rotors, everything can be done and covered in a price where it would still make sense to do this car up. But now the problem with the transmission gives a fully different tangent, and it just changed the entire equation, where now we are thinking whether if it is even logical, and even if it does make any economical sense, to fix the car or just let it go. So that is going to only be found out once the transmission is opened. So for this car, we are not going to start off with any work. We are first going to open up the transmission, get the transmission serviced. But let's see, this has suddenly turned from a very exciting project into something a little more devastating, a little more frightening, actually a lot more frightening. I can't even imagine telling you how frightened I am because of that transmission. So yeah, those were the things that are currently broken in this car, which is more or less everything. As I said, I got really greedy with this car. I got greedy with this car only because of the money and the price it was coming for. I do have a few costs with me as well, so I'm going to quickly give you those. So here with me, I have a repair estimate given by Fortune Motors for the 325i. I also have a repair estimate given for the W124, but that I'm going to tell you a little later when I show you the working that's been going on the car. As I said, work is going to get started today itself on the car, and in the next couple of days we will have an update. So that is the time when I will give you the repair estimate for that. But right now, let's get to the juicy part, and that is the 325i repair estimate. General service 14,500, transmission service 24,500, front shocker 22,500, front shocker mount 6,500, front shocker buffer kit 4,800, front lower arm bushing kit 8,600, front and rear brake pad with sensors 14,500, front and rear brake disc rotors 27,500, rear shocks 18,400, wiper blades 3,200, and what doesn't include, as I said in this before, is the transmission. It doesn't include the steering, because once the rotors and once the suspensions are fixed, then we are going to get on and check the condition of the steering. I think the steering is pretty okay. I don't think there is any problem. Whatever problem we currently are facing with the steering is mostly because of the rotor as well as the suspensions. So I have some hope over there. And the AC is also not working. That also we'll have to check once the rest of the things are done. I think there are two things to make out of this. First of all is that this entire estimate, which comes to 1,73,000, if this was all, which what I had thought when I got the car, if this was all, then that would have got this car's price to about 3,80,000, 3,90,000 rupees after everything included, maybe a couple of bits here and there. Still under 4 lakh rupees for a 325i would have been great with everything going well on the car. Before any of this is going to get done, the first thing I'm going to do is open up the transmission, get a transmission service done, and see what the condition of that particular part is. Because if that is fine, then I think we can easily go ahead with the rest of the repairs. If not, then I guess we'll have to think for a different future for me as well as the car. Welcome to my new financial burden. So yeah, that's the current update on both the cars, what is going along with them. And also there might be an update coming for this car as well, because I can feel the suspensions already starting to be a little soft. The transmission is getting a little bit more jerky, and for sure I need new brake rotors on this car now at 55,000 kilometers. So that was a quick update on this as well as the 325i which I just got and the 124. Be sure to check out my next vlog, because in that I'm going to show you the entire parts list that we are ordering for the 124, what all is getting repaired, what all is coming new, and what all it's going to be completely costing at the end of it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you back in the next one. Till then, ciao.